Hello and welcome back to the channel.
You're joining us at the start of our holiday.
Yeah, so just to get you guess where we are, I'll show you some photos because we went on a lovely walk last night after we parked up, didn't we?
Yep.
Check these photos out and see if you can guess where we've started our holiday, and also bonus points if you can guess where we might end up. Yes, so for anyone that's realised, we're actually starting off in Chester. Now we do have a bit of a challenge for this holiday, so we have set ourselves a budget of £500 for a week's holiday. Now essentially, we did this last year. I can't remember what our budget was. I think our budget was about 400 or 350 quid, so we should be a little bit better off than last September when we did it. Now interestingly enough, we're actually going away for not 12 times less than Reds Go Travels. Our budget is only 6 times less than Reds Go Travels. So essentially what I'm trying to say to you is I think the UK is significantly more expensive. If we spend 500 quid, the UK is definitely more expensive than Europe because they're using £3,000 for 12 weeks.
So on day one, this is a rundown of what we've spent so far. Fuel, £76.26. Shopping, £55.54. The toll, £16.60.
Hang on. The toll. M6 toll, £16.60 because we're a camper van. We're no bigger than a car and we probably have less emissions than a lot of cars out there. I don't think we ever used to pay £16.60. Why have we just had to pay £16.60 for the M6 toll? Have they put the prices up? Did I not realise before and I just nonchalantly paid? I don't know. Absolute rip-off. I saved 7 minutes of my life for £16. Don't do it. £16.60. Don't do it. Anyway, Claire, what else we spent on?
So next we went to the cathedral and we donated £5. Coffee and cake, £12.70. And the campsites that we've paid for, 2 campsites, 2 nights each. And that was £86.60 each campsite, so £173 in total for the campsite. So all in all, we've spent of our £500 budget, £339.30 on day one.
So we've got about 160 left to spend.
Yeah.
So, what we're going to do? We'll have to eat in the van. We'll have to find park-ups for the rest of the days.
I have done a meal planner for the week, so if we stick to that and have most of our lunches and dinners in the van and not eat out too much, we should be able to stick to that.
But in the meantime, let's have a pint and celebrate. Hey, we're on holiday. I don't know how much the pints cost because we've got to pay at the end. However, we are drinking at, is it the Boathouse?
The boat, yeah, the floating...
We're on the floating bar. Yeah, it's the Boathouse. This is the floating beer garden, so you might be able to see we're actually on a boat that's attached to the actual pub. But the thing that's important is what's in my hand. It is. It's a boat. This was a boat.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's been cut out as a boat, from a boat.
Did not know that.
There you go. Every day's a school day. Anyway, the important thing is the beer. So, story for you. Many years ago, I nicked a beer glass. It was JW Lee's, which is up in Manchester, I believe, and I've never been able to get another one. I broke it, unfortunately. I've looked on eBay, I've looked everywhere to find them, and what you can see is they've got finger grooves for your fingers, so it is like the perfect beer glass. It sits so comfortably in your hand. Wanted to get another one for years, a replacement one, couldn't find one. Saw they sold JW Lee's here. I said to him, how much for a glass? The guy said, don't worry about it. He says, help yourself. So I've got JW Lee's glass. Wanted one for years, couldn't get it on eBay. I've got one now. And that didn't cost me a penny towards the budget. Other than the cost of the beer, which is probably about 7 quid. I'll update you on the bill at the end. Okay, so we have paid for the beer. It was £11.50. I'll put the running total down at the bottom. We've now moved on and keen to spend ever more money. We've now gone for lunch. Where are we for lunch, Claire? Do you know what this place is called?
Smokehouse.
It's called the Smokehouse. It was recommended to us by Fantastics, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, Fantastics, lovely YouTube channel. They've recommended this because I think they're quite local to Chester. I've got a feeling we're going to spend a bit in here as well. We're going to really have to scrimp for the rest of the week, aren't we? So in my experience, anywhere that brings you water and popcorn whilst you order is going to be expensive at the end. Now that is what you call...
I nearly lost my fingers.
Claire nearly lost her fingers, but what I was going to say is that is what you call a dog-friendly restaurant.
Yeah.
What's that, beef brisket?
Beef brisket.
Well, they've sent us 2, so I'm thinking, in order to save money, if Claire eats the other one, and then I'll order a meal as well for myself.
Wow.
I think Tessie likes brisket.
She's loving it.
Thank you.
She's more interested in the brisket at the minute, but she will need that after. The brisket? Look at that, ain't ya?
So we decided to be really shrewd so we could save money, and we decided to eat out at lunchtime and just have like a little small lunch so that we could save money towards the budget. We just had lunch, and I've got to say, you have to go to the Hickory Smokehouse because it's fantastic. If you're in Chester, just got the bill, so not too bad.
Yeah, it's yeah, he's got one.
53.74 off of our 500 quid budget. I'm not doing too well today. Okay, so you'll have seen yesterday that our first full day of our budget challenge holiday didn't get off to a great start because we spent over £400 out of our £500 budget. I'm hoping that today's going to get a little bit better. We have stayed just over a day in this car park, so we stayed 2 nights and 1 day. We're going to see how much it costs for us to get out of here now. There we go, £9. That's not too bad. In actual fact, that was less than I was expecting, so that's good.
We are now on our way to our next stop on this lovely road trip. The weather has taken a bit of a turn, but we're going to go with it. We are staying at LLandudno Touring Park for our next couple of nights. Then we are going to do a park up at LLandudno. Then we're heading to Betsy Coyd, I hope I've said that right, for another couple of nights. And then our last stop will be at Shrewsbury. And we've got £86 to do all of that. Wish us luck.
Okay, so we are now on LLandudno Touring Park. We actually had like a little walk into LLandudno earlier, but the journey over here was actually free of charge. Other than the fuel in the van, it didn't cost us anything because we found somewhere nice to park up and make our own lunch. It was called, and I might butcher this, Llanfairfechan. So we parked up by the sea. It was free parking. We let the dogs have a run on the beach. They really enjoyed that. Then we headed over here. So it actually looked like today we were only going to pay for one thing, and that was going to be the parking over where we parked last night. However, we went for a walk in LLandudno and it started raining. And Claire said to me, you won't believe what she said. She says, you know the Wizard of Oz? She says, you know that witch that gets wet and melts? She says, I'm a bit like that. She says, I can't stay out in the rain. She says, I'm going to have to go inside a pub. She says, and we'll have to buy a drink. So we went into a pub and we spent £9.25 extra on drink. So we have spent £423.69, which means that we have got, I will check with Carol Vorderman,
£76.21 left.
£76.21 left. We're on Sunday. We don't go home till next Saturday. Okay, so you join us back in the van at the end of our first full day, really, in North Wales. So, spending wise, what have we done today?
Today was £6 parking at Watkin Path.
Yep.
£2 parking at Llanberis.
Yep.
And £25 for the train.
Yeah, so we went to Snowdon, we went up Watkins Path. It will be in next week's vlog. Then we went to Llanberis, as Claire said. We went on the train around the lake, which was well worth the money. And we obviously had to pay to park there as well.
Yeah, but that wasn't too bad, was it? So yeah, so now the subtotal is £456.79.
£456? That means we got £43 something. £43.21 we've got to last until Saturday.
And what are we on?
On Monday.
We're not very good at this, are we?
No. So, for the next couple of days, you won't hear from us because we're just going to sleep because we don't spend money when we sleep.
Stay in the van and not spend any money.
Yeah.
We're joking. We will do what we can do and then it will be what it will be.
Yeah. But yeah, join us in this challenge. So we're on day 4 of our challenge. So our challenge is to do our holiday on 500 quid. Day 4 we've done a few things. So we started off with fish and chips for lunch. We're in LLandudno now. How much did we pay for fish and chips?
So chippy lunch was £18.70.
Chippy lunch was £18.70. I had a chicken burger and chips. Claire had some weird dirty fries and a sausage.
Loaded chips and a sausage.
And we had to get a sausage for the girls, of course.
They shared one.
They shared one. Oh, that's nice. Good. Then we went on the tram. The tram was fantastic, and yeah, I think it was well worth the money. How much did it cost us?
It was £24, so it was £10.50 each, and then £1.50 each for the dogs.
£10.50 each? I don't know if it was worth the money.
That was returns, that was there and back.
Yeah.
And we got 2 trams.
2 trams.
So you get a tram to the halfway station, and then you get the other tram to the top. And then obviously we got 2 back as well. So yeah, not bad.
It was very good. And then what else have we spent? So we're now at a park up for the night. This is a fantastic park up. The cafe is called
Rest and Be Thankful.
Rest and Be Thankful. It's on the cliff top. Now, we could have probably parked on the road for free, but we are locked into a car park, so it's a bit more safe. It cost us £10.
£10.
So how much have we spent all in all today?
Today, I haven't added up today specifically.
24, 34 plus
56 something, isn't it?
It's 56 something. Anyway, I'll put the total down below. But yeah, it takes our total for our holiday to
£509.49. So we have gone over already.
So on day 4, and we've blown the budget.
We're not very good.
But carry on watching the vlog, because you might want to see how badly we do blow the budget by, mightn't you?
Yeah.
So yeah, day 4, supposed to spend 500 quid for 7 days. We spent 509.49.
But we're on holiday, we're not going to let it bother us.
No, but we might have to sell the van when we get home. Okay, so just to update you on the budget video, this probably seems like a good place. We are now at Morris Leisure. We are at the other site, the one that Betsy Quid. We've walked into Betsy Quid. Gorgeous walk in. The train station's gorgeous. I saw this lovely pub. It is the Royal Oak Hotel. So I thought we'd sit outside and have a beer. obviously with beer incurs cost. So I paid £9.90. I've got the Clogwin Gold, which is very nice actually. So nice local beer. And what have you got, Claire?
A deluxe hot chocolate.
Deluxe hot chocolate. So yeah, we've got to add £9.90 on. That is not all we've spent today. So I will update you on the rest of our spend. Okay, so our first spend of the day was at the Homefront Museum that I wanted to go to because I'm really interested in the home front during the war. Now, it was really good actually because dogs were free of charge. However, humans were £4.50 each. So that was £9 spend there. So next up is the parking whilst we was in LLandudno. I initially paid £2.80 for 2 hours parking. But then we had to extend it by an hour, so I had to pay another £1.70. So that, if my maths is correct, takes us to £4.50 worth of parking.
So we wanted to find somewhere for my second breakfast and to get out of the rain, and we needed somewhere dog friendly obviously. After going into several and getting turned away, we did find somewhere called Dudley and George. Now it's a proper dog cafe. They've got their own menu, so they can have a pup cup and like various treats and things. They sell doggy things, and we had a lovely breakfast too, so that was really, really nice. And in there we spent £26.84.
Next up was shopping. So we had to go to Asda for some top-up shopping. Now in Asda we spent £36.84. So it's another £36.84. And then obviously finally you've now got today, so in here you've got £9.90 for our drinks that I've just shown you. I'll put the total down below once I've worked it out. So that is the end of day 5, and that's how much we've spent over our £500 budget. Because if you remember, we blew that yesterday. Okay, so we're picking you up today on our budget vlog. We haven't done a lot today, which means we haven't spent a lot. Yeah. Why don't you tell everyone what we've done today? So we went to Swallow Falls. So the waterfalls were absolutely stunning, very loud, very beautiful. It cost us £2 each to get in there, so that's £4. £4, bargain. Yeah. We had a lovely walk around the riverside, through the forest. And then we end up at the pub for a drink, and the drinks were £10.90. So not a lot spent today. That was quite good. Yeah, so Swallow Falls, very much worth the money, I would say. We was probably there 20 minutes. Yeah. And then the walk that we did around Betsy Queed, there's a waterfall there as well, isn't there? There's a river that runs right through, and there's like loads of rocks, and it's very scenic, very pretty. You can see that for free. So yeah, and then we went in the pub and we had a beer. So yeah, I will add the running total down at the bottom, and you can see how much we've spent at the end of today. Okay, so there is one last big expense whilst we get to our final destination, and that is fuel. So we managed to get all the way back to Shrewsbury. I've had the fuel light on for about the last 20 miles. Gonna get some fuel now. I think 40 should get us home tomorrow, so I'm gonna add 40 to the budget. So just as a quick update, I couldn't stop on 40, so it's £40 and 10 pence to go onto the budget. And that is our last purchase of the holiday. I've got a nice beer, Ludlow Gold, and Claire's got hot chocolate. So we just had 3 other spends today. We had £4 for Conway Falls and £2.40 for parking overnight tonight. As it was the last full day of our holiday, I needed a special second breakfast. That was £28.50. Okay, so Claire, we set out to do this week's holiday on a £500 budget. How much did we spend? £694.73. 694.73. Now that's for a week. Now, like I said at the beginning of the video, when you compared it, Reds Go Travels are spending 3,000 for a whole 12 weeks. The conclusion we can draw is that the UK is extortionate, isn't
so
it?
next year we're going to Europe.
We're going to go to Europe and I'm going to drive it. And on that bombshell,
Dolittle's done.